And so with markets seemingly managing to turn around from the pain of 2022 and with Jerome Powell now expecting 2023 to be the year of disinflation with inflation significantly coming to the downside, what are the 5 altcoins I'm looking at which are still lagging the rest of the pack? As we know, January and the start of February has been a blockbuster period for many altcoins, surging well over 100%. But which ones are lagging and which ones could still be set up for a big move? I'm going to be sharing at least 5, probably a couple more bonuses, so smash all the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description. If you want to buy any of these cryptocurrencies, you can do so using BYBIT or BitGet. Those are the 2 exchanges I use. Links in the description. Now, first, we need to spend a couple of minutes here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is running up to a very, very important level, this 24,000 level. You can see we got rejected from it. And what we don't want to do is see a big trend here to the downside. So we have to start by respecting the trend. And the trend here on the weekly time frame is that we are running into our weekly EMA ribbon here. So you can see the weekly EMA ribbon here, and I don't want people to get caught up. We have to break this level past 26,000 roughly. You can see the top of the EMA ribbon sits at 25,500-ish range. 26 would be nice and clear, and we can work our way upwards and reverse the trend on the weekly. So let's keep that into perspective. The other thing we have to look at here is that Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart is still within this ascending, broadening wedge. A lot of people are getting excited after the bounce from the bottom here after Jerome Powell. Yes, that was a good bounce, and it's a good sign because we didn't immediately break to the downside, but I have to make you guys aware that this can still break in either direction, so please exercise a little bit of patience. You can already see us curling around, and what I want to share with you, which I tweeted earlier, make sure you're following me at Real Ijaz. You can see that there in the top right corner here. Make sure you go give me a follow over there. But this is the bearish version of that pattern. So don't be surprised to see a little fake out and then a retest on the backside before falling. That's the bearish scenario. Of course, this can break out in the bullish scenario as well, but that would need an effort to get back to the top, come back down, retest the point E here before then trying to break to the upside of this broadening wedge. So both scenarios still in play, but don't just think, oh, this bearish scenario can't play out. It can still play out. So we have to be very careful. Now we're going to jump into the altcoins, but it's very important that I had to share that with you because this relies on Bitcoin continuing to move. The altcoins which we've seen run, like Phantom, like Aptos, like many others, have relied on the backdrop of Bitcoin doing well. They're not just decoupling, they're running on the basis, on the foundations that Bitcoin is running to. So let's kick off with the first one on my list that I want to share with you guys, and that is Algorand. Algorand has been on a nice move already here. You can see it has benefited from the new year up to where we're at now. It's up 83%. But in this video, what I'm going to explain to you is that certain ones are behind the curve. So in order to put that into perspective, let's take a look at Phantom, something that has completely exploded. If you look at where Phantom is from when we turned the year, you are talking about a move to the highs here of 230%. Now, I'm not saying every altcoin I'm mentioning could do a 230% move, but what we can see is where is it relative to the curve. And you can already see that not only are we extended from the EMA ribbon on Phantom extremely, you can see that the def cross already occurred on the 26th of January. So it's well ahead of the curve. Now, the altcoins I'm going to show you haven't had their def cross yet. So if we go back to Algorand, look at Algorand. Not only is Algorand now breaking at a key level, you can see the resistance around this 28-cent mark. We're currently sitting at 29 cents here on Algorand, breaking this level. So it's a lovely level. Let's see if we get a retest and can work our way up towards 37. But also you can see that the white line, which is your 50 period moving average, is going to start tending towards the longer 200 moving average, which is a golden cross. If none of this is making sense or you want a bit of detail around golden crosses and def crosses, ijaz.uk/TA, completely free TA course. No other YouTube person here has put out a completely free TA course. And this is stuff I've learned from traditional finance, from major investment bankings, all the pros over the last 10 years. So definitely check that out. So this is, even though it's had its nice pre-move, the move before the golden cross, there could still be another powerful move here on Algorand. Another coin worth looking at. Hold up, are you tired of worrying about the security of your cryptocurrency transactions? In this crazy world that is crypto, protecting and preserving our digital assets is everything. And for that reason, I partnered with NordVPN, the best VPN service for crypto traders. With NordVPN, you can be sure that your online transactions are completely secure and your identity is hidden from prying eyes. Their military-grade encryption technology makes sure that no one can access access your data, even on public Wi-Fi networks, so you can trade with complete peace of mind anywhere, anytime. Guys, seriously, don't risk your hard-earned crypto and NFTs for the price of a coffee each month. They've also offered a free month and up to 60% off their plans. Oh, and they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, seriously, it's a small price to play for a rapid, safe VPN. Definitely check it out. Link is in the description. Ijaz.uk/NordVPN. And let's get back into this video. Is Sandbox, right? Let's take a look at Sandbox. Very similar. Running into resistance here at the 92 cents mark. You can see a bit of a red candlestick action here today after a big move yesterday. We know that they partnered up with Saudi Arabia. There was a memorandum of understanding. Okay, so that was good news that led the price to surge yesterday, up almost 30%. But you are hitting some important resistance. But when you look at it, if we can break this level and get through this resistance here, we could be set up for another move, because relatively, you've not even had your golden cross yet. If you look at something like Sandbox, you were sitting here at 142%, 30 of which came yesterday, right? So that's another one for you to watch. Now, I've been speaking with our course members, which, by the way, you can join ijaz.uk/member, about gaming, metaverse, and NFTs. These are historically trends which tend to run during the latter parts of a bull run. But I was doing a bunch of research into VC reports, and I've been seeing some signs that we might need to take action a little bit sooner. So that's something we're discussing with our members. We're probably going to build a bespoke portfolio just for gaming, NFTs, and metaverse. Feel free to join us over there if you want to see that kind of effort as we build that together in our member section. Sandbox, another one for you to watch out for. Similarly, in the gaming theme, you've got Illuvium, right? Nice move here on Illuvium, moving nicely, but still yet to have its golden cross, okay? This is what you want to look at. The golden cross is yet to happen. So you can imagine once this starts to happen and the trend really starts to move, things can get quite exciting. Another one for you guys to look at is Solana. Yes, controversial, and I'm the first to voice my concerns on a project like Solana, but you got to hear me out on this one. This is where you have to separate your emotions, because Solana is a project which has frustrated me. Of course it has frustrated me. I've made videos about how close I am to selling my bag of Solana. The only reason I haven't really is because I was buying around this price before Solana had its major run-up. So for me, my portfolio is just kind of flat on it. I'm okay. Many people are in the red, right? They've held this from high prices and they really hate their position of Solana. But you've got to look at it from a subjective point of view. And when you've seen projects like Phantom running, when you see projects like Aptos, which is almost a ghost chain as far as I'm concerned, running, then you have to ask yourself, okay, where does Solana sit? I mean, it's still got activity, it's still got a developer base, still got a very good community. Will this catch up, or at least have some sort of a move? And again, its golden cross has not happened. You've got that resistance level up here at 36. Can it work its way up to 36 at least, before then seeing if it can break that for a bigger move to the upside? So Solana, another one on my list. Next up, we're going to move over to Polkadot, another one which has just not really had its moment just yet. Now, obviously going back into 2021, they had their parachains, they made really good progress, and then 2022 was just completely dry for Polkadot. So they really need to step up and have a good year this year. They're up 62% with the wider market here, but again, nothing to write home about compared to some of the other altcoins we're covering. Again, running into the pivot point here, left side, $7 provides some horizontal resistance here for Polkadot. But if it can clear that level and get the golden cross, this could be one which needs to catch up with the rest of the market. In the same vein, I put Chainlink, right? Chainlink is another one which is just not managing to get its run just yet. And look at that chart. Look at the choppy sideways action here on Chainlink. Again, you look at the pivot point here around that $7.70 mark, no golden cross. You can see how the lines are they ran towards each other and then they rejected each other and they repelled each other again. Can we get that golden cross, and can we see a big catch-up move on Chainlink? I mean, the fundamentals continue to be sound on this project. It's just not a project which catches the attention. I'm going to come on to some of the projects which have got just too much hype and no substance, but you've got to be looking for the projects with substance. When I spoke about Phantom, why do I love Phantom? Phantom's only now just got a little bit of hype, which is why it's ran. But it's been building. The technology is great. It's hugely undervalued, and we've been speaking about it for many years now, right? So it's only now that it's got a bit of hype. But there are certain projects with hype only, and I put Aptos in that category because they've yet to build anything, and that's what I want to see happen with Aptos. This is an example of one which has already run, just again give you the perspective of why something like Optimism wouldn't be a laggard in my opinion. They've already had their golden cross, they've had an explosive move, they've cleared the resistance at $2 here, and they've had their run. This is something I don't want to be chasing. If I want to add Optimism to my long-term bags, I want to be waiting for pullbacks and buying from positions of strength. This wouldn't be one. Similarly, another one, just to give you an idea of one, what, you know, not every altcoin is making it into my laggards list. Render, right? Render's ran. It had its run. You've missed it. Its golden cross has been complete. It's cleared through resistance and it rocked it. Now again, if you want to enter, you got to wait for the pullbacks on these ones. So the other ones I'm sharing with you are ones where we've not quite seen that. And another one I want to share with you in that situation is Cardano. Again, a lot of people treat Cardano like Marmite. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I hold a bag of Cardano and I like the project. I'll continue to DCA into it. I like it long term. But here in the short term, you face some important resistance at 44 cents. If it can work its way here, clear that resistance and get its golden cross, this could be due for a catch-up move as well, because 39 cents here on Cardano when everything else is starting to get a bit more pumped is ridiculous, right? It's really cheap for a project that's been there, seen there, done it. They've made a lot of progress. They've actually, you know, it's not a ghost chain, as a lot of the haters of Cardano would say. They're actually doing stuff. And this is a good, you know, could be a good setup for Cardano to start catching up. Let's take a look at Chiliz as well. This is another one that's going to run in sympathy with the gaming run and the NFTs run as well. And you can see they've had an okay move here. You can see that we had almost a death cross coming to the downside. Can it now trend back up and start creating a golden cross? This one doesn't look as exciting, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing things like Sandbox run, then Chiliz tends to move in sympathy with those kinds of projects, right? When you're seeing Illuvium, when you're seeing Chiliz run, this could be a project that can move as well. This is another one which is based around the AI plays, which I want to speak about. I'm going to spend some time talking about AI because you can see here, it's had a crazy move, big explosion up. Now, this is an example where the golden cross is most likely to happen, but it's going to be a little bit late to give us an indication because the price has already rocketed. So this wouldn't be one I'm chasing. You can see it's already had its move. The golden cross will probably print in a day or two if it can maintain these high prices around this level. And this is not one that I would see as a laggard. It's already having its move. Yes, it can have more of a move. I mean, we can head on over here to the article which I was reading about how positive the graph is. For those who aren't familiar, they basically allow different dApp developers to access on-chain data through their links. Think of it like APIs, right? So these platforms, these dApp developers don't have to go and create all the complex infrastructure themselves. They can just take that data from the graph. Now, the graph is a great example of a project which was building throughout 2022. And so they've got a good, they already index from 26 different blockchains, including Ethereum, Near, Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, Avalanche, Phantom as well, right? They're doing a really good job. But what's more important is they witnessed 66% over quarter increase in GRT revenue from queries. Remember, the way that the graph token works is they get paid, they make revenue for people indexing rewards and also querying, right? Because they want data from the on-chain data. So when they take a query, they pay in GRT. So those number of queries have jumped up 66%, which is a real positive fundamental increase, which gives more value to the project. So this is not something that is moving for no reason. That said, we have to then separate how much of this is moving because the graph token is linked with AI and how much is being linked to how much it's actually a good fundamental project. And that's where I want to stand back for a second, because I don't think for a second the average person investing in graph is investing because they understand the way it's indexing data from on-chain metrics and sharing it with dApp developers. I think they're buying into it because they link it to AI, and all AI tokens are surging right now. I mean, if you go into CoinGecko, you guys can do this. Click on categories, choose AI. You can see, you know, or anything with a brush of AI on it, or in their description, or someone tweets this project does AI, is moving. It reminds me of the NFT run we had in 2021. Everybody was saying we do NFTs, and now since the ChatGPT thing, everybody is just saying, oh yeah, we've got AI as well, and then their tokens kind of moving. So be very, very careful getting caught up in projects like that. If you wanted me to do a separate video on my favorite AI projects, let me know and we can build that out. But you can see here, over the last 7 days, Singularity Net, AGIX token is up 190%, Fetch up 84%, Ali is up 133%. All these things here, GNY is an interesting one, up 100%. They create like a bit of machine learning for traders, so almost it gives you like trading predictions, which is quite interesting. I was looking at their website a little while ago, quite a nice website. But again, these are tiny projects. Be very, very careful. Anything which is mentioning AI is just rocketing right now, so be very, very careful with those. Another one worth looking at is VeChain. VeChain is now running into its horizontal resistance, which sits at about that 2.6 cents mark. You can see getting a bit of red candlestick action, but again, if it can clear this level, if it can get the golden cross, this is another one which is lagging, but you've got to be careful, right? VeChain was one of those which I was buying going back into 2020. It had a really positive move. It was doing really well, and then 2021 and 2022 kind of non-existent. They tried to reinvent the wheel with a few different bits they were doing, but can they now start picking back up? during this rally. So there you have it, guys. Bunch of altcoins which are lagging the market. And this is an important trick you do need to learn. You need to be able to identify the ones which are just moving a little bit slower than the rest of the market. Now, certain projects will be the first out of the gate. Like we saw Phantom, one of the first out of the gate. And congratulations to anybody who was holding that project. You would have benefited from a really explosive move. But once you've seen that move and you can see that the macroeconomy is starting to shift to give you a perception that Bitcoin could try to change the trend, then you need to be positioning yourself in some of those altcoins which haven't quite caught up with the rest of the market. Of course, you need to marry those technicals in with the fundamentals. It's all good the technicals showing there's a golden cross. If there's something fundamental about the token which says do not touch this token, their project is bad, then obviously you need to marry those fundamentals on top. So there you have it, guys. Those are the altcoins I'm looking at on my watch list. But please, huge caveat, we need to watch that weekly chart on Bitcoin. I'm going to keep saying it because loads of you are going to say, oh, you're super excited. I'm in the market. I'm excited. I want to see this relief rally turn into more than that. I want to see us reclaim that weekly chart on Bitcoin. I want to see us break that ascending broadening wedge on the 4-hourly chart to the upside. But I've got to prepare for downside as well, particularly when the market is getting so frothy and you can start to see that greed filtering back in. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description. And I'll see you in the next one.